Welcome back to Science. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is... Hey man, I don't have them written down. I'm Dr. Boston. Over there is...
He's got it wrong already.
Moonpier DDS, and
Nope.
back
So
there
wrong.
is Monkey Senior PhD. All right.
No, so wrong. You literally skipped it. Like, you rotate it once and you would have got it perfectly correct. Dr. Moon,
Okay.
Monkey DDS, PhD Boston.
We're here to talk about We Roguelike It ranking. This is episode 18 for Solitairica. If you've never listened before, this is where we put the most recent roguelike we've played in our giant list of the best roguelikes of all time. Our infallible list determined by science. Science alone.
Yep.
But before we get to
none of this
emotions and...
Yeah, none of this... What's that type of review... none of this subjective reviews crap.
Yeah.
This is
No,
objective
thank you.
science.
Yeah, that's right. Before we get into placing it in our giant list, let's talk about our overall feelings about Solitairica. Yet again, I will start with you, Monkey Senior.
All right. I liked the game. I think I was the only one to finish it, right?
Yeah, you were.
So,
As close as we got.
I guess that just goes to show how much I liked it.
Yeah.
I will say I think if I couldn't pause a run, like whenever I wanted, I think I would like it less. Like if I got it on Steam or something.
Yes.
But since I did get it on mobile, like it was easy to just pause it.
Take a couple bites out of a
Yeah.
run.
I will say I really like the art style.
Yes.
Yes. Everyone
It's
is super
very-
unique.
Yeah, it's very cute. There's this one. I think it's the very first like creature that the art style and the sound effects it makes really reminds me of Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like it's just sort of really nice, like I don't know, nostalgic, I guess.
Yeah.
And I really like how there's so many different classes, and
Yeah.
like their upgrades make them pretty unique.
Yeah, they're pretty significant upgrades.
Yeah, and I don't know. I probably will keep playing this just because it is mobile and like
Yeah.
every so often I can be like, oh, I'm not doing anything right now. Play a little bit of a run, and
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything. Do you mean sitting in the bathroom?
pretty much.
Or is that Twitter time?
Yeah.
Moon, how about you?
Pretty much everything Monkey said. I will say, like, I think you mentioned it last week. The lack of variety on the enemies per each run is slightly disappointing.
Yeah.
On the flip
Even
side
with
of
the
that,
modifiers, like that's not
Yeah.
always enough.
yeah, but on the flip side of that, you don't end up with like room full of champions. Isaac. Hello.
Right.
So, at least then you can go in with the... I think it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because it's a bad thing because obviously limited variety. It's a good thing because the gameplay mechanics itself is so random. Like, because the whole thing with Solitaire is it's a very random game to play. And I think if you start throwing in different enemies on a constant basis to that and they have random skills, that might make it 10 times more frustrating than it actually is.
That's a really good point, yeah.
So maybe that's something that they considered and they decided to not go with. But no, I mean, I like the game. I think it controls well. I do wish sometimes it just moved a little quicker, and I did turn on the fast animations.
Yeah, but one of my criticisms is like I wish I could play a card or like play in a skill and sort of at the same time flip over my next card from the deck. Like there's sort of a big window there where it's like I just want to fire this heal spell off and just flip the next card. It's like I understand why they don't, but it's sort of like I want to keep this thing moving.
It's the Dark Souls of roguelikes because it puts all of its priorities on animation.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I mean, that's if I had the option, I probably would just. after a while, I would just turn the animations off,
Yeah,
turn all the spinny card animations off,
I
and
know what
just
they do.
go, go, go.
Yeah.
The only time you leave those animations on, as far as I'm concerned, is when it's like loot boxes. Because
Right.
then you have to have the
Yeah.
opening animation.
Yep.
It's the only time it's worth it after 20 hours in a game or whatever.
And thankfully, not something that this game features. No
Mhm.
microtransactions, except for the one purchase for like the additional classes. But even that's super cheap. But there's no like, you unlocked brand new card. Now you have aces in your deck. You know, it's none of that. It's just,
Yeah.
hey, here's the game.
I mean, it's pretty solid. Like, it's a good, fun, all-round game. Like I said, like it's a very good TV show
Yeah.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially the TV shows we're watching are over.
Right.
Because you could do something else at the same time. Like I was playing it while doing my meal prep,
Yeah.
where like I'm sitting there making my meals for the week, and I've got my tablet next to me, and I'm just like, okay, I can chain that, and that. Then
Cut
do the
some
move,
veggies.
cut some veggies,
Yeah.
do the next move,
Yeah.
cut some tomatoes, do the next move, get some lettuce, so on and so forth. It's like, it's a good game for that.
Good multitasking game.
Yeah. I might continue playing it. The big thing that's going to stop me here is, number one, I didn't play it on my phone. I played it on my tablet, which doesn't have cellular service, so I don't take it outside of the house. It's
Right.
literally my notation device in the house. And two, I already have a mobile game that sucks up 50% of my time every single week.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a chore as it is at the best of times right now.
Yeah. You only want one of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's looking at you, Marvel Strike Force.
Right.
But no, it's good. Good, not great.
Yeah.
Fans of the genre.
Right. A 3 out of 5. Yeah, I agree. I don't have too much to add on that. I think one of Solitairica's biggest benefits, and I think one of its downsides, is that it's not a complex game. You're not learning a whole bunch of new stuff. You're not learning, you know how Solitaire works, you know a deck of cards, and you've played a game like this before. Almost all of us have played Fairway Solitaire, you know, like that was huge on mobile devices forever ago, or you played something like this in some Solitaire collection. So you
Or
sort
if
of already
you're-
know how to play it.
If you're of our age group as well, you played Solitaire on the computer and then
Right.
excitedly watched all the cards fly off and bounce all over the screen.
Yeah, man, like put that animation in here. Like that's
Mhm.
that's the real. That should be what the end beat level 18 and just pew, they start raining. That'd be great. Yeah, I don't. I feel like I will probably play this every once in a blue moon on my phone. I have it on my phone's home screen. I have a current games folder, and it's right in like the first page of that folder.
You have current games. Do you have an old games folder that you just scooch off
It's
to the
on like
side?
page 3. Like,
Okay.
it's way back there in like no man's land before the Apple Arcade games that I just download. But yeah, it's one of those games that'll live on my phone and I'll play it every once in a while, and I'll work on unlocking stuff, but I don't think I'll be Drew Scanlon levels of invested in this game, where it's like, this is my game for the next, until I beat it, you know, for the next 17 years.
Yeah.
I'm good.
He also does a lot of traveling, though.
Right. Yeah.
It's probably a really
leaving
good
the
travel
house.
game.
Yeah.
I don't leave the house, dude.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about ranking it here on our list. Do we think it's a top 10 game? Let's start with the most important question.
I do.
Okay.
I'm not going to say how high in that.
Should we
top 10 or
Should we scooch down a couple then?
If we want to start at around about 13, I'd be good with that.
Okay, so let's start with that is Galaxy. Is Solitairica better than Galaxy?
Yes.
I think it is.
I would agree with that. Is Solitairica
not-
better than Prey Moon Crash?
Yes. I think conceptually it's just a better overall thing. I'm Prey Moon Crash is cool, but it's, you know, not wholly original, shall we say.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, Solitairica isn't either, but the amount of content in Solitairica is pretty crazy.
It's the world was right.
Solitairica better than Dungreed?
Monkey, do you want to put your obligatory no in here?
Um,
I like how
I don't
Monkey's
know.
just the Dungreed Defense
It's-
Force now.
That's really hard because I do like both of them a lot. I think because I can play it whenever, Solitairica goes over Dungreed. Yeah, because with Dungreed I have to be like at my computer when I want to play it, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solitairica I can just be in bed and
I mean, it's a really strong point for the game. Like, there's a verisimilitude about being able to just be like, oh, I'm waiting 10 minutes for the bus. Poop, 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 poop. There's another person beat.
Cough, Dicey Dungeons, cough, cough.
Yes.
Please come out on mobile.
Please.
Please. I want to play more of you. Alright, is Solitairica better than the Swords of Ditto Classic?
Yes. It's tough. This is a close one, but I think yes.
I would agree with that. I think just because I just plain like Solitairica better than Swords of Ditto Classic. Of course, as we always say, Swords of Ditto Classic isn't bad. I just kind of like Solitairica better.
I think this is the problem, like, because this is the old science process here where you compare apples to bananas and then, you know, you see which one you like better
Right.
objectively by science.
Of course, yes. No, not yes. Definitely. So we're
Yeah,
using
I
the
think
scientific method right now. That's how it goes.
Yes.
I think Solitairica has a bit more variety than Swords of Ditto Classic. So
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, is Solitairica better than Darkest Dungeon? I like how this Solitairica of all things is like one of the hard ones, where it's not just like keep going up, up, up.
It's
the
hard
moon.
because it feels like it's like when we did the Game Club Game of the Year at the end of last year.
Yeah.
And I had the list up in front of me as soon as we even started talking about it. And I was like, well, there's two games I know which are going to argue for the top spot here. And then we talking to Musum about it, and Musum was like, well, I know which one's going to win. And then he looked at the list and forgot about three games. We're like, oh no, now I don't
we're
know
in
which
trouble.
one's going to win. When
Yeah.
it's a great game, when it's one of those game-changing roguelikes that's just clicks with those on so many levels, it's easy because it just goes boop, 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 boop.
Yep.
When it's a little more nebulous to make this decision on it, it gets harder earlier because, you know, like, this is, as far as I'm concerned, this isn't going to touch Void Bastards, Risk of Rain, Dicey Dungeons, and Nuclear
Yeah.
Throne.
Yeah.
For me, this goes above Darkest Dungeon and maybe 20XX, but stops right in that field. Like, I would probably say above Darkest Dungeon because of the Darkest Dungeon question.
Yes.
I might put it below 20XX or above it, depending on how I'm feeling any particular day. Today, it's below it, probably.
Right.
Tomorrow, it's above it. But yeah, better than Darkest Dungeon, based on the Darkest Dungeon question.
I don't know. I definitely don't think it's better than 20XX with Darkest Dungeon though. Yeah, that is
the Darkest
really
Dungeon
hard.
question. Is it a better roguelike than Darkest Dungeon?
It's really hard.
The answer is almost always yes.
Yes.
I love Darkest Dungeon. It's like one of my favorite games of all
It's
time,
a
but
great game.
not a great roguelike.
Yes.
There's some games that are going to be on this show, like Darkest Dungeon, where it's like, we're ready to tuck into this great roguelike, and we're 2 weeks in, we're like, it's not.
Not a roguelike, really.
Crap.
Technically speaking.
Yeah. So I'm hearing it is above Darkest Dungeon.
Yes.
Knew that.
Now, 20XX, this is probably, it sounds like this is probably where it stops.
Yeah. For me,
I think it's
today, yes. 20XX
Yeah.
is... I flip on 20XX all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good and it's really terrible at the same time for me personally. And that we mentioned it on the show. I don't have a connection to Mega Man. I just don't care about Mega Man. So I had to view that as its own entity. And today, I think this is where we stop.
Yeah, and it's the same thing for me. Well, I mean, I really like 20XX, so
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. I will agree with that. I don't think that's the hill I want to die on. Where is Solitairica better than 20XX? Because I think all of our top 10 games on this list are really good. So let's start from the top and talk about from 1 to where Solitairica is. Number 1, Hand of Fate, Crypt of the Necrodancer, Void Bastards, Risk of Rain, Dicey Dungeons, Nuclear Throne, The Legend of Bumbo, 20XX, and slotting in at number 9, Solitairica. Congratulations, Solitairica. You're in the top 10. The Hall of Fame. Well, no, the Hall of Fame is Binding of Isaac. But that's another list of these go unranked. Right
I will say, like I mentioned it on Twitter, I think last time we did ranking, but every time we go through the top 10, I'm like, oh, I should play that again. Oh, I should play this.
Like,
number 2
right,
again.
that game is so good.
Yeah. Like I'm sitting there looking at Risk of Rain and I'm thinking, it's available on the Xbox now.
Yeah.
I could play that on the Xbox
It's
now.
like $10. You can just fire that up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. They're all great.
Yeah.
They're all good games. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. And we will see you next run. Bye.